Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be unboxing month 2 with Mary Maxim's crochet kit. I have already started this video 4 times and have been interrupted repeatedly. So this is what I get for not filming at 4 o'clock in the morning when I got up this morning. All right. Where are we? All right, recap of month 1. Welcome to the train wreck, you guys. Buckle in, it's going to be a bumpy night. All right. So our patterns for the first month were the scarf and these fingerless gloves. Nothing wrong with the patterns, but if I'm going to be getting two like this, I would actually prefer them to coordinate or match. And my kit did neither. And it's more apparent in person that these colorways don't even coordinate. Well, actually, now that they're worked, it's really obvious that these don't even coordinate. There were kits that coordinated very nicely. So I've been calling them the Brights kit and the Autumnal kit. I think Chaos Monkey got one of the ones that was like really, really nice. I'll leave her link down below, or her video link down below. But there were 2 kits that really did coordinate very nicely, even though they didn't match. The colors were super duper similar. They were compatible. Like, they would not clash if you wore them together. This would clash if you wore it together. This would clash if you wore it together. So, I mean, I had some mixed feelings on that. And then finding out that this is the Willow, Fair Isle Willow in Pixie. Finding out that this yarn was discontinued was very disappointing for me. Partially because I actually really like the yarn. I don't like getting discontinued yarns because, okay, I don't mind getting discontinued yarns if I feel like it wasn't supposed to be part of the value of the box. This could have not been part of the box and it still would have broken even on the like value scale, but it felt like this was planned to be together, especially since the pattern was printed to be together. Like, so it feels like this was supposed to be part of the box and then either got discontinued on its way out or discontinued after it was planned. But still, I have very mixed feelings on that, because if you fall in love with something you're sent, then you can't buy anymore. And part of the fun of getting these boxes is being able to buy more. And I really loved the autumn shades for this yarn. Those were absolutely gorgeous. That would have been beautiful stuff to make for my mom. Like, let's be real, I'm such a fall Halloween junkie. I probably would have worn them myself, even though they're not my colors and they're not, that don't show me off and show off themselves to their best advantage with me. But I really loved both yarns. They're very different from each other. They were both very pleasant to work with. This one, the Willow, is not very itchy. This color palette is, like I'm always saying, purple, aqua, and blue, my favorite color, or purple, aqua, and pink are my favorite colors. So this is right up my alley, even though this is a little bit more of a green tone. We've got this like dusty periwinkle, this beautiful like pop of pastel to bright pink. And then we've got this jadey turquoisey aqua-y color. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that the stripes aren't exactly the same size as you come across them. Really love the yarn. Thought it was beautiful. Wonderful to work with. This is called like the Twisty Tilly cowl or something like that. I prefer my knitted fingerless mitts to crocheted ones. There's nothing wrong with the crocheted ones. I have lots of them, but it is something I have a lot of because I do like fingerless gloves. The next yarn we got were 2 skeins of Ella Ray Unique, and I got mine in Iridescent Sky. I did a basic lemon peel stitch with this stitch scarf. If it had not been for the massive jump between this peridot citrine green color and the pink and the purple. We could have used the pattern that came with this, but this colorway was looking really ooky in the pattern. And it also did not frog completely and cleanly. I got down to the chain on one side and the single on the other before it is not coming out anymore. My yarn snapped as I was trying to frog it. I tried the freezing thing. It didn't lay down the wool enough to make it froggable. So that was a little frustrating, but not a huge loss. I mean, that's such a tiny amount of yarn anyway. I have feelings on this. And that's fine. I don't have to be in love with every single one. I did love the yarn, which is where the bulk of my value is. It's very simple to find new patterns to use with yarn. There are tools out there. I don't use Ravelry as much as I used to, but you can actually go in and say, you know, in the pattern search, advanced search, click, do you want to knit it, crochet it, what weight yarn you have, how much yardage you have, and it'll pull up patterns that fit in that category. So it's really easy to find patterns if you don't like what you get. I do prefer it for the sake of doing these reviews, if I actually like the patterns and can use the patterns with the yarn I'm given, because I do, for the purpose of review, like to use everything that comes in the kit as it was intended to be used. This was a case where neither pattern worked for me for different reasons, and that's fine. That's a me thing. A lot of people getting subscription kits are not going to, 12 months out of the year, do exactly what comes in the kit. And that's fine. I mean, that's the reality of it, is you're not going to like 100% of the patterns that you get. Month 0, as we're calling it, which was August box that I got on September 1st, I got a whole bunch of, I got 6 balls of the Lion brand Flicka yarn and a drawstring bag blanket. It's not something I'm going to use. I don't have littles. I don't go to the beach and lake. So for me, I found better use of that in making a sweater, an ear warmer, some ornaments, a little face scrubby. I found other ways to use that kit as well. This month, oh, and our total percent saved on September's box was 58.5% saved. Let's see. Well, I actually gave myself a post-it note a note, so let's make sure I covered everything there. I started the scarf pattern. The color change was too short for the Trouble Lace Rose. It looked muddy and spotty, not graceful and watercolored like the picture. I frogged it and it turned into a tangled mess. Yeah. Okay. I covered everything. I mean, the pattern's great. It is really a very, very easy lace pattern. If you had something, I think, once again, like that autumn's color in the picture looks perfect. So it's not that that yarn can't work with the pattern. And that happens with other yarn collections too. Sometimes when you want that shock of color, and like personally, I love that shock of green in there. If you want that shock of color in a project, there are certain projects that might not blend as nicely in as other colorways. I've had that happen with variegated yarn before. Not all variegated yarn works for all projects, in my opinion. And that's fine. Sometimes you get started and it just doesn't look right. If I have time, I do have some loops and thread Barcelona yarn. And I think that scarf pattern would be really pretty in the Barcelona yarn. I've got a red and purples, and then I have the deep blue and grays. And I think that is a yarn that more suits itself for the pattern than the colorway I got. But like I said, that's not to say all of the unique from Ella Rae would not look good in that pattern. But with that huge jump in the color and how much speckling I have in that pink, it just did not work in this colorway. All right. So this month, I'm actually pretty excited about. All that being said, and I know that sounds so negative, but it's really, it's 1 month where I'm like, and 2 months in a row where I really love the yarn, and that's where the bulk of the value is. So, but this month, I love our pattern. This is a beautiful shawl pattern, and it's kind of a sampler almost. You have multiple different kinds of stitches you're going to be working throughout this. This is called the Bella Wrap, and it's a huge wrap. I mean, this is a nice size wrap. Let's see, finish size is 19 by 71. So, I mean, that is huge. I mean, that is a huge shawl. For this, I got 5 balls of Red Heart Unforgettable in Polo. And I just got done saying like autumn colors are not necessarily my colors, but this is like autumn meets winter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so back in the 80s, there was a book that came out that was like Color Me Seasons or Season Me Some. Anyway, it taught you how to dress, the colors to wear that best complement your complexion, your hair color, and make you pop. I'm a summer. My mother is an autumn. My dad is a winter. My brother is a autumn. I've got a girlfriend. I'm so jealous of her natural complexion. She's got this beautiful porcelain complexion with just a little rosy on her cheek and natural strawberry blonde hair. She's a spring. So like all of those soft pastel corals and that weird sagey green tone, the Easter sage green, they all look gorgeous on her. So I would say, like, if you're thinking of seasonal colors, like this is an autumn, but with the burgundy and stuff thrown in there as well, like this is kind of that transition in between for seasons, but for complexions, this is very much an autumn color with some winter colors thrown in there. But for a wrap, it doesn't matter because it's going around your shoulders, not directly under your face. I love this colorway. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. We got 5 balls of it, that's a lot of yarn. Now, sale price, I can find this for like $2.50 when they're getting rid of a colorway. But the regular price on this is between $5.99 and $6.99, depending on where you bought it. The actual price I went with was $5.99. That's the most common one I found. So after I did a search for similar shawl patterns, stop making background noise there. I compared or averaged 6 paid for patterns with a very similar kind of sampler, worsted weight, used about the same amount of yarn. Patterns, the average price I came out between the 6 was $5.45. We got 5 balls at $5.99. So the total value of this box was $35.40, which is a pretty decent deal considering the price of the box before tax and shipping is $14.99. After tax and shipping, I'm paying $22.17, I think is my final price. So everything I'm calculating is before tax and shipping because depending on where you are and depending on how much it's going to cost to ship it to you, those prices change. So everything I'm doing is before tax and shipping. So I'm considering the price to be $14.99 for the box. No taxes, no shipping for the yarn. $35.40. So this month our percent saved is 58%. It's kind of hard to beat that for a savings. If you use your coupons wisely, you can get the price down to about what I'm paying for it in the kit. So you're getting a really nice, really solid sale price if you had purchased this kit. As I've said in previous months, my goal to give complete approval to a box, especially one where we're getting these kinds of yarns, really 25% discount at the bare minimum, because you're taking the risk. You don't know what you're getting. You don't get a say in what you're getting as far as the color palette and stuff. There's no guarantee that you're going to like what you get. The bare minimum discount should be 25%. So for a discount of 58% this month, and last month was 58%, the previous month without the coupon code that I used was 46%. I mean, we are doing excellent on our percent saved and our value in the box. I am actually really ecstatic that this month I do like the pattern and the yarn combined. I love roving style yarn. Unforgettable, something I really enjoy. I actually have the blue and gold Lion brand yarn that's similar, and I'm thinking how pretty would that be in the blue and gold too. So I'm actually very, very happy with this month. I'm looking forward to starting this project. I'm hoping it doesn't take me too long, but I am definitely looking forward to this. So when I get my knit box, if I get my knit box, I will film another video to discuss last month and this month with the knitting club. And like I said 2 weeks ago, at the end, we will not only be doing our rundown of how I feel about each box individually, but because of your feedback and your input, we will do a cost comparison between the two. So which one are you actually getting your value, whether you knit or crochet, where are you really getting the most bang for your buck in the value, specifically looking at the value of the yarn that we get in both boxes. And part of that's because a number of you guys have said you think the knitting box actually has much more monetary value in the yarn than the crochet box. So doing a head-to-head comparison actually can tell us more information, especially when we look at the math itself. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Hopefully this will be going up on Saturday. I love you guys, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye, guys.